So uh, I'm not a man of a lot of words. It's a lot of actions, right? That's right. Just want to thank everyone for coming out and celebrating our achievements, which is like no small feat for a person who has served so much time in incarceration. And there's so many of us I see here today who are my brothers and my friends. I want to thank my family, uh, my blood family, and my family uh, in my organization, such as Life After Release. Thank you for showing up. Uh, I just want to say, man, that I always believe in uh, possibilities and opportunities, right? When you think about possibilities, uh, so many of my friends, we sat in these cells, in these prisons, and dreamed about some of the things we wanted to do if given a chance, this possibility. And when it happened, we took advantage of all the opportunities afforded to us, right? Like, and I just see some of the men, like Mr. Little and some other guys from Mosi, Mr. Jackson, a whole lot of guys, and I'll go on for days. Like, we came home and we hit the ground running uh, because no one knew, I knew myself, I didn't know really what I wanted to do. But someone said, follow your heart. So I follow my heart, and this is where it led me today. Thank you, Hannah. Right, all right. I forgot to add to a part of them getting this award is the service hours, and then they also have to write up something about what they've been doing in order to get this award. So our next recipient is, she's our only female this month. Her name is Peggy Joyce Costa Butler. Thank you. Now, I'm a little mad at her because I asked her to write a bio. And she doesn't like to write about herself. So now I got to sit up here and tell you a little bit about her and then read the little bit of stuff that she put on the paper. But the reason I'm honoring Joyce is because Joyce does a lot of work in the criminal justice system. She's also a paralegal. She also just recently got her MBA. What was that, a couple of years ago? 2022, got her MBA. Good luck with that. And she also has a literacy company. It's called The Joy of Literacy, where she's teaching people how to read. We have a lot of adults who cannot read. And she does this for free. And she also works with young children as well. So that's the good. I'm so happy for my sister. But let me tell you where she came from. This sister right here, when she told me her story, I was just like, wow. Addicted to crack, heroin, sorry. Addicted to heroin. And she was incarcerated for a little bit. Where were you, Dr. J? I did visitation. But she said when she was locked up for those 100 days, that's what really got her back on track. But her story of being on heroin, and really, and you tell them a little bit about that story. I'm gonna tell just a little bit, Dr. J. I just want to thank the Lord today. Real quick, we're gonna do the crossover in here. You guys know what the crossover is? The crossover is when they take somebody like me with a very colorful background and all the things that I did and put me in a room like this. That's what the crossover is. So we just hit the crossover, y'all. We just hit the crossover. I'm gonna be real quick here. Many of you know that I run my mouth all the time. I talk in my sleep. So I'm just gonna go real fast here and I'm gonna speed walk you guys through. As Dr. J said, yes, early 2000s, I was horribly addicted to heroin and I really, really wanted to stop.
But I think what the Lord was telling me was that you're not confronting your issue, so I can't comfort it. So once I confronted my issue, he absolutely comforted. I went to stay with a friend because I was mad at my family because they wouldn't get me out. I only had a $10,000 bill, but they wouldn't get me out. But all things work together for good. Yeah. So they let me stay in there for those 100 days. And today, this award is not actually for me. It's not for me. It's for that woman who's still struggling with a drug addiction. I don't care what it is. I will be available so that you can confront that issue. I'm gonna walk you through with it. I didn't have anybody to walk me through, but I did have people around me in my family. You know, I got family sitting there, and they know my story all too well. They know it. They know it. But this award is for that woman who's struggling with a drug addiction. You know, this award for me is about serving. I wake up every day, okay? This is what I'm gonna do. The Lord will wake me up 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, like Joy, get up, write it down. This is where I want you to go, Greenmount. This is where I want you to go, Penn North. This is what I want you to do. And those are the things that I do. So it's not about me. You know, it's definitely not about me. So a lot of times people will have issues and they'll be afraid of what somebody is gonna say in the room. This great body of believers, this great body of people, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm saved, you know, but I'm no softy, you know. I'm righteous, but sometimes I get a little bit ratchet. That's right. Yeah, I'm not going to do that this evening, but a lot of times we worry about what people are going to say in the room. I do not care. Whatever you know about my past, it is PAST. And we don't have to worry about that anymore. That's right. Sitting right there. Yes. So all we got to do is just listen to God. And he will direct you. He will absolutely direct your path. I'm looking at my daughter out there. I stole her. She is my stolen daughter. She always says, we are living life out loud. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm very transparent about what is going on in my life. And I'm telling you, I thought everything was going to be peaches and cream. Lord have mercy. Send me some peaches because it's not. It's not. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. All right. Okay. Oh. So my best friend back there was like, who signed your award? I was like, former President Barack Obama. That's who signed it.
And our president, current president, has not signed any awards. He doesn't have time right now, but he's still giving them out. But I just say these are from the White House, not from the president. From the White House. Yeah. I know that's right. Thank you. Oh, by the way, she does a show on my station every other Tuesday. She does a show on my station. It's called Conversations with Joy B. And a very popular show. They do some deep discussions on that show. All right, so our next recipient is Michael Graham. Is Michael here? Oh, there he is. Right. Come on, Michael. Come on. All right, so this is Mr. Michael Graham. He said he didn't know what to write, so I said, I help you out, brother. I'm out. You can do it? Okay, all right. I can tell about me. All right.
Hello, everybody. And I want to say thank you and thanks to God and for all the fellas and the sisters and brothers. Thank your mothers and your fathers if they're here and not here. Thank them. Because if it wasn't for my mom that's passed away, I wouldn't be here now. Because I started at a young age, at 13 years old, in them streets.
Yeah.
You know, and got gonna wind up getting 30 years and doing 28 on 30. You know, been home 15 years. But I made a promise to my mom and to myself to just try to get one or two people that's on the corners or off the street. And then for the last 15 years, I've been doing it. I started out with one. Now it seems like every year I'm getting more and more and more. You know, and I just got a call a couple weeks ago. A little brother always get them prepared and get them ready. See, try to make sure they know how to sell themselves on an interview and get them prepared for their job. And he said, "Big Unc." I said, "That's what's up. That's what's up." And I want to thank also my other half, my lady, because since I've been home, everybody needs somebody that right hand, you know, that right hand. And I just want to, you know, I'm like I say, I'm a man of few words. I like action, and I do my part by getting these kids, grabbing them, and letting them know ain't nothing on these corners, ain't nothing out here no more. You ain't gonna be no big shot. As soon as you make the money, you gonna use it because they gonna tell on you. They gonna tell on you when you rather die or be sitting in them prisons doing what? Nothing. Saying, I wish I would have listened to my girl. I wish I would have listened to my mom. I wish I would have listened to my sister. I wish I would have listened to my dad. And just go ahead and do the right thing. You know? And with that, I say, God bless and thank you all. And thank Lady J too. That's my thing on here.
And these are called the Gold Awards, by the way. These are the Gold Awards. All right, thank you, Michael. All right, this next recipient, oh my goodness, I got his bio. I was like, wow, look, I was intrigued reading the bio. I said, oh my goodness, okay. So we're gonna call up Dr. Max Ragland. Dr. Max Ragland. Now I got to say something quick about Dr. Ragland as he's coming, because I met Dr. Ragland it's probably been about 4 years ago. I was doing a town hall, and Dr. Ragland showed up, I think, with his granddaughter. And you know, I'm a hair person and all that kind of stuff. And I looked at, I said, this man's hair looks nice. And so then the next time I saw Dr. Ragland, we were going to court for Delmont. And I don't know if you remember this. He got on the elevator and I said, he's the man with that hair again. And so I looked at him and I think I know you. He said, I don't know, I'm not sure. And we ended up going to the same courtroom for Delmont. Delmont actually got his award last month. We honored him last month. He came home after spending 20-something years in prison. And so Dr. Ragland was at the court and actually spoke on Delmont's behalf. And here we are now, you know. And so it's amazing how things just come around full circle, you know. And so, but I was so intrigued with your bio and everything you wrote because I didn't know all of this. But let me read a little bit about it. It says, this is Dr. Max, and let me tell y'all something. This is why I say it's greatness behind the walls and on the outside. Because some of them got so many letters behind their name. But let me say, Dr. Max T. Ragland, PhD, LCPC. All right? All right, so he said, I am the founder of Men Behind Bars, an outpatient mental health counseling service that is dedicated to serving African American men and women who have a history of criminality and incarceration. For 30 years, I was in a perpetual state of transition between incarceration and freedom, in and out of the criminal justice system, beginning in 1971 at age 13 and ending in 2004 at age 47. After receiving my pardon from the state of Alabama in 1985, while incarcerated in Coleman Prison, a maximum security facility, he said, I, Dr. Ragland, experienced a self-realization moment. The unambiguous reality of my life brought me face to face with the most critically important choice I had ever faced: to break my cycle of criminality and incarceration or die an early and senseless death in an Alabama state prison. Since that realization, I have dedicated my time, research, work, and commitment to saving my life and the lives of other African American men who remain in a deadly cycle of crime, drugs, and prison. After serving 11 years, 4 months, and 14 days, I was paroled November 21st, 1994. My work reflects a personal journey and commitment to serving African American males who have a history of criminality and incarceration, young adults and middle-aged men who are currently incarcerated on probation and parole, to change their irrational thinking and unlawful behaviors through direct individual and group counseling. My personal and professional interest is to establish a cultural and educational program that will help African American males, young and old, who have been incarcerated to break their cycle of criminality and become a lawful and productive model in their respective communities and society. And he has a list of all of the things that he does. Program facilitator, he's a program developer and facilitator. He has a book out, transition therapy, nutrition Medicaid. He went to grad school in 2009 and received his doctorate degree. So we just want to give it up for Dr. And I have been blessed. I've been blessed to work along with him, with Mr. Tyrone Little, on some symposiums at Coppin State, and we were somewhere else doing an event on mental health. And so I congratulate you. Thank you for all the work that you do. I'm going to pass the mic to you if you want to say something.
I'll try to keep it brief. First of all, I want to say good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Dr. Lady J, thank you so much for your vision and for what you're doing by recognizing the men and women who were incarcerated, who are out and who are doing the work and trying to make a change in our community. Thank you very much for that. I also want to say congratulations to all the brothers who received the award, as well as the sister who received the award for the work that she's doing. But lastly, I want to thank, as Dr. J mentioned, I'm originally from Alabama, from the South. So I'm your cousin, your brother from down south. And I got to Maryland in 2002. So I'm the youngest of 7 children. God really blessed my family, 7 of us, 3 sisters and 4 boys. My oldest sister, she's 80 years old. And I have a sister who's 79, and a brother who's 78, and a sister who's 76. Wow. Another brother who's 74 and 72. Now I'm young, I'm 67 years old. So I'm the baby of the family. And we're all still living.
Amen.
I want to say, I really want to thank, so I really have any family up here in the Maryland area, my siblings. So I invited Dr. Dennis Assault Winkler and his beautiful wife, Camille Winkler. They're sitting at the table right there. This is my family here as well. So thank you so much, Dr. Assault, Camille, for coming out. Like some of your brothers and brothers, Brother Yahya, Brother Sunni, met Brother Hamza, the beautiful wife, Dr. Yahya's wife, Dorothy, and the sisters. So thank y'all. There's also the extended family as well. So, as Dr. Lady J mentioned, when people say, you see the glory, but you don't know my story.
Yeah, right.
And one thing I realized is that I had a praying mother. And see, I knew I wasn't praying for myself. And the first time that I was incarcerated, I was 13 years old. And it was 1971 in Alabama. So you can imagine it was like in Alabama in the 70s. But I told a friend of mine, we went into a department store and we were shoplifting because we were a young kid. grew up in the neighborhood, the neighborhood I lived in, a lot of the OGs that, you know, they was being in and out of prison. So we listened to their stories about shoplifting and stealing. So that made an impression. Growing up in the South during that particular time was very sick. So I went to an all-public school. We integrated school in 1970, I think it was 74. So from the time I went to elementary school, I went to, during that time, to an all-public school. All my teachers was black, Africans, men and women. And growing up like that, so once we got to the white school, Anderson, we call Anderson High School, I was in 11th grade, I was kicked out. Well, I wasn't kicked out, but I was put out of school still. So, but I was exposed to an environment where the men that I saw during a particular time, well, these men in my young mind was fighting back because you had blacks on one side, whites on the other side. It was very racist during that time. Yeah. So I grew up, you know, as a young kid, always reading, you know, George Jackson, the Black Panthers, you know, the Nation of Islam, How to Live by the Unrealized Muhammad. So these were books I read as a young kid. Or I read the Inner City books, you know, Dope Fiends by Don Gordon, Inner City books, Jomo Kenyatta, Robert Beck, Pimp the Story of My Life. So my mind was being exposed to the inner city way of life. So I wanted to test the water. So I went into a department store, stole a pair of pants. You know, at the time, I was 13 years old, weighed 90 pounds. Came out to weighing 300 pounds. I had pants stuck everywhere. So when I came out to go, like the salesperson came out and said, well, hey, the basics wanted to stop me. So I started to run. It wasn't an adult person. I ran as long as I could. He caught me, held me down. The police came to put me in handcuffs, and he took me to jail. During that time, there was no juvenile facility. Anything that was found out was considered a felony. So I had over $100 in clothing, so they put me on the felony side. So I was 13 years old. On the felony side was grown men. But I didn't know where I was. I knew I was in jail. I could see the bars. But I knew I was in jail. You know, I knew not about what jail was. But I was too young to really understand, appreciate where I was at the time. So for me, it made an impression for me. Hey, I learned some stripes in my young and mature mind, not knowing where I was. And so that was my introduction to the criminal justice system. And as Dr. BJ said, that for the next 30 years of my life, there was a 2-year period where I wasn't in jail, parole, probation, or in prison. And I came out in 2004 and I took a pardon from the state of Alabama. But that's only part of my story. The real thing, so Dr. King once said, it's easy to talk about what you do, but why do you do it? So what I do is, like I say, I have a licensed clinical professional counselor, I have a master's in counseling psychology, I have a doctorate in counseling education, I have my own private business, men behind bars. That's what I do. But why do I do it?
Yeah.
Because God said sometimes we take a crooked stick to make things straight. So many times as we go through our journeys, if you haven't done anything, and that's great, but I've done a lot of stuff. You know, I was fouled in a lot of ways. You know, I was in the gutter, you know, I shot. So if you can think that I've done those things. So many times people say, how can you believe you went to prison? You know, because they see me today. Like, so you don't know my story, man. Right. You know, right. You're looking at a 6-7-year-old man who made a conscious choice to change his way of living. You met me in the 70s, I would put that pistol in your face. But that's not who I am anymore. That's right. You know, so I was shot. My first robbery that I committed, I was shot twice in the robbery. 17 years old, 1974, I was shot twice in the robbery, since 10 years in prison. But again, God watched over me. Yeah. And after I was classified, my father got me a retrial, and I walked up out the jail again. See, God's you're not ready yet. So with a 10-year sentence, the younger person on the tier, I walked off the tier, they're looking at me. No, I got a first-degree robbery charge. I walked off the tier. So what happened was, I thought I was slick as grease. You can't touch me. You know, I was Teflon Don. So I will continue to rob. I will continue to steal. Up until God said, now it's time. Now it's time. So in 1983, July 7, 1983, they called me what's the restaurants, they call them the fast food bandits. McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Pizza Hut, And plus, I was robbing those places. And so my daughter was 4 years old. And my son was 2 years old. And the next time I saw my daughter, she was graduating from high school. And my son was a sophomore in school. And one of the saddest things that really broke my heart was when my daughter was 4, where her mother lived, her bedroom window was facing the street. And I would call her to know that I was coming over, and she was sitting in the window. And when she saw me walking down the street, and I got to the front door, during that time, the little kids wore those little white hard-bottom shoes. And I could hear her running down the hall. She would meet me at the door. She was 4 years old.
Sorry.
But the mother told me that when I went to prison, she sat in that window. Said it was a miracle she came out that window. And I didn't realize the damage that I'd done to my family. I had a beautiful sister. We're not together anymore. She's married, and she's doing well and everything. She's a good woman, man. She raised out with 2 kids. I had no business being a father. Had no business being a boyfriend or a husband. I was immature. I was selfish. Only thought about myself. And I left my children for her to raise my kids. I'm so grateful to God that God blessed me with a woman who took on that responsibility, raised out children. Even though she's married, she's doing well, she has a husband. I thank her all the time. I'm grateful for you. My daughter's 48 years old now. My son is 44 years old. These are my 2 older children. They're doing well. But it's because of that woman, what she did, and she took care of our children. And so I made a commitment to God in Holman Prison. I don't know if y'all seen the movie that Michael B. Jordan played. He played a lawyer. Jamie Foxx played a guy on death row. I was in that prison during that time, 1985. That's Holman Prison, state of Alabama. And it cleared count. And I stepped out because I slept in 2 cells. And I stepped out the cell, and I could look down the hall, and I could see death row. Death row was right down the hall. Saw the gates, and that's death row. And God spoke to me. He said, look at where you are. Look at where you came from. If you don't change your life, your next stop is in the hall down there. So I made a commitment to myself at that time in 1985 at 26 years old. Y'all gonna change my life. And I haven't looked back since. So I do this work because I understand the brother came to mention that what takes place inside those institutions. And that we buy into the belief that we can change. I want to prove all that wrong, say we're wrong. That a person can change. See, because the stigma, we've overcome a lot, Dr. J, and I'm going to shut down. We've overcome a lot in terms of what we're doing, reentry, men and women changing their lives. But here we got to work on is the stigma. And this is why a lot of people still have their doubt about working and want to deal with men with who go on the field. There's a stigma associated with that. No matter what you do. My mama told me I was young, said, boy, your hand's gonna get you in trouble one day. And at 67 years old, I still have to explain, well, tell me about this, Dr. Ragnar. What happened back in 1970? 67 years old, man. I still got to explain something happened in 1971, 72, 74, 80, 83. I'm still having to explain that. Your hand's gonna get you in trouble one day. I miss my mother today. She has the wisdom she shared with me. But thank you, Dr. Lady J. Thank you, Sister Ford. Thank all of you for listening to my a different story. But people can change.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
if you want to see a miracle, read in the Bible how Jesus turned water to wine. You want to see a miracle, look at me.
Yeah.
Dr. Max T. Ragland. Let's give it up for him, everybody. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ragland. And I want y'all to remember a word that he said over and over, and that's stigma. Stigma. because ooh, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest. In doing this actually goes for the tape over there. Um, and I ask for your prayers as well in doing this, what I'm doing. Even working so closely with people that are formerly incarcerated and going in and out of the prisons, because I get death threats. I have been stalked and threatened for, as they call them, dealing with the jail people. And so it's not an easy work. And like someone said when they were up here, you look at what's going on right now, but you don't see behind the scenes. And you don't see a lot of what we deal with because of what we're doing. And so it's not all just glory and looking good and all of that. It's a lot that's involved with this. Even getting people to support something like this because they don't want to support returning citizens. They feel like they did the crime.
Yep.
So why are you helping them? You know, why are you giving them a hand clap? And we have to stop doing that. Because a lot of y'all sitting in here, if y'all have been caught for some of the stuff you've been doing, I might be calling your name up here. So, you know, some people just didn't get caught. That's what you know, I say that all the time. So we got to be real careful. And not only that, one of these brothers or sisters, you never know, may have to show up in court for your family member or for something that's going on in your life.
I know that's right.
Because I've had to do it for some people that were trying to do the, you know, the little hater stuff, but then they had to turn around and call Dr. Lady Jack. And I had to go show up in court for their loved one. So we got to be really careful when it comes to putting people in a box and trying to leave them there. We don't have a right to do that. Okay? Y'all know Dr. Lady J always got to drop some words of wisdom. So that was that. Our next recipient, I'm so happy, or our awardee, I call them my awardees. I love this guy, Dr. Tyrone. I keep calling him Dr. Tyrone, Professor Tyrone. Come on up here, Mr. Tyrone. Okay, y'all, this is the dean right here. He's the dean, okay? This is the professor. Mr. Tyrone Little. I gotta say a few words about him off the paper. He does a show on my station every Thursday, every other Thursday. Every other Thursday, he does a show. And okay, if you're not talking to Jesus or saying a prayer, I'm going to ask you to please be quiet. All right? All right. Because we want to honor the people that are up front and we want to be considerate of them. If you have to have a conversation, there's a room that way and then the door is that way. Thank you. All right. So, Mr. Tyrone Little does a show on my station. And his show, if you have not watched it, you need to tune in every other Thursday. He comes on. This man is, I don't know, he's like a walking dictionary, encyclopedia. I don't know what to say about him. Like, he is a wealth of information. And when you sit down and talk to him or listen to his show, he will blow your mind with the stuff that he's talking about. And what amazes me about him is when I first met him and we were talking, he said, Doc, you know, we were talking about his life story and everything. And I found out he was in prison for 38 years and 8 of those were in solitary confinement, right? And so when I look at him, I'm always thinking, like, how did you make it out? Like, you know, the way you are now. Absolutely amazing. And he got a lot of letters behind his name, too. I forgot, you're going to have to tell us because I forgot to write them all down. Because no, I want people to know. I want people to know. He's very humble, but I want people to know. So again, I'm a little upset with Mr. Dr. Tyrone because he forgave me this big piece of paper with this little bit of stuff on it. And I know it's more to him than this. But he says Tyrone Little is president of Jumpstart Opportunities Builders Guides, a psychoeducational trauma organization. He holds 2 bachelors of science degrees in psychology, a master's in alcohol and substance abuse counseling, a certified community health worker, professional intervention community specialist, and a national recruitment and retention specialist. He works in DC as a senior reentry and assistant director for the Youth Advocate Program Incorporated and mentor returning adult citizens by training them in psychoeducational trauma and ways to ensure successful readjustment and reintegration back into their community.
Yeah.
This is the professor
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Giving praise to God. I always thought I was giving praise to God.
Yeah.
Never lean towards my own understanding of what I do and how I do it. I want to thank everyone for coming out. I want to thank Dr. Lady J for basically putting on such a fantastic thing. She's done a remarkable job. She's doing. I should thank everyone that's here. I say, but before I go on, I want to honor 2 women in my life that I really believe make me who I am and what I am. And so, I wanted to basically do this first. Knowing that, and then I'll go ahead and get into some things. I'd like to honor my soulmate, my wife.
Oh.
Without her because my journey of incarceration, I was incarcerated for 38 years for a crime I definitely did not commit. And when you in a situation like that, there's something that Dr. Radman has said. And he and I work on various programs together. We did a lot of good work together and building programs for different organizations and stuff. We did all of this stuff together. And so I used to live at 954 Fall Street, but I don't live there no more. I don't live there no more. But that's where my growth and my development began. Like I see my master teacher right there, Greg, a master, right? Taught me to create a civilization, to create a theory of civilization. We went into all those type of teaching, but when I found myself was in solitary confinement. See, because I thought I was the baddest guy in the world. And nobody couldn't tell me nothing different. If I wanted something, I took it. That was my attitude. That was my, disposition. My sisters can attest to that. My mother did everything to keep me on the straight path, but the environmental forces continuously to encourage me and guide me through the wrong path. But it's something that he said to me while I was sitting there. The diabolical and devastating effects of slavery still rule the masses of the people today.
Yes, sir. Ooh.
And the only way that the masses of people is going to break away from that, go back to the solitary confinement thing. When you talk about incarceration, returning adult citizens need to be speaking just like Perry was speaking on Dr. Lady J show.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Because people coming out here and they're not telling y'all the real horrific and damaging psychological effects that incarceration had on people, especially people that's in there that haven't broken any crimes, but being humiliated and going through the same devastating and dehumanizing situation.
Yep.
So in solitary confinement, I said to myself, instead of me looking for the solutions outside of me, I need to begin to evaluate what's really going on inside of me. That's what we look for external solutions to what we're going through internally. So psychoeducation is necessary because we have to be taught. We have to be taught about what trauma is, not how it's defined by the Greeks now.
That's right.
Because that's what everybody leaning towards, all these concepts, all these therapeutic approaches, all this other stuff that's not really working and constantly indoctrinating the masses of people with all these different approaches that's not really working. But they're not dealing with the holistic aspect of the human being and the root of what the human being experiences. We inherit traumas biologically.
Yeah, yeah.
Through genetics. Through our cultures, through our heritage. We inherit traumas biologically, psychologically, neurologically, and spiritually, psychologically. But we can't understand the psychological damage that's done to our minds until we understand the neurobiology of our mind. Let's get into the science of the brain.
Right.
And that's why I talk about that, because in solitary confinement, that's what I knew was necessary to liberate the masses of the people from the ignorance and the effects of slavery.
Yeah.
We still suffer from that.
Yes, sir.
We suffer from that because we hate each other. We suffer from that because we kill each other. We suffer from that because we don't like each other. We suffer from that because each time we see each other trying to grow, we pull them back in the basket. And these are mentalities that we know exist and control the masses of the people. So until we can take a deep dive inside of ourselves
Yeah.
and stop looking for the solution outside of ourselves, then we're going to continuously see no solution to what we call trauma.
Right. That's right.
Everybody got these different concepts. Doctors coming out with their different concepts. Psychiatrists leaving fields and getting to become psychotherapists because they know that's where the money's at. So it become more economic than healing.
Right.
So we got a lot of work to do because the damage that was done to our minds is so deeply rooted that it's going to take many approaches to demorphologize or take that which has been ruling and controlling us so long and have a new paradigm shift in the way we see this thing. It's out of control. It's out of control. And I don't care what nobody says. Everybody think they got the right solution. Everybody think they got the right approach. And you got all these different organizations working in opposition to themselves because you're looking at the same people. The same people. The same people.
Right.
I'm not going to be too long.
Oh my God, I love it.
I didn't know much. But Dr. Lady Tate told me to tell you some things about me. Now, I build programs.
Whoop, whoop.
Dr. Ragland and I built a program for Walter Lomax. I help organizations that I see want to grow and develop, but don't have the wherewithal to do it.
Yeah.
Then you got organizations where the leaders and the people that's in the organization is right in opposition to each other. I can't even go to work sometimes because I don't like you. And you ain't did nothing to me. But I'm coming in there, but the work environment is toxic. So you definitely can't execute the work.
Right.
So, we got a lot of work to do, but that's just something I do. I travel and I teach. I done taught in schools with Dr. Hutchins. you know, my mentor, right? We trained in the college of DC, and the people didn't even trust each other. I mean, professional people coming to work every day and didn't like each other. So you can imagine the effectiveness of trying to employ what you're talking about. And that's what preoccupy and toxify the community organizations right here in the heart of the city of Baltimore City. Let's just keep it real.
Yep.
We work in opposition to each other. And because we work in opposition to each other, those who fund those programs, if you lay in the back with you, we got them there. We got we got exactly where we want them at. And so when you talk about that willingness stuff, when you got the young hating the old and the old hating them, and everybody fighting against everybody, just look at it.
Yes.
Just look at it, but just know the solution is you taking a deep dive inside of you.
Right. Yeah.
And recognizing your essence.
Yeah.
Recognizing what you about. And recognize that you're a reflection of God. Sure. But that's the journey. That's what
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
because see, this clay gonna go, but that spirit gonna live on.
Yeah.
This clay ain't never made of the elements of the universe. That's why we see wrinkles and all that, brother. To put the back out there. That's natural stuff that's gonna happen. Get used to it, get a wrinkle or a bump or whatever on your face. Right? That's a natural process. I just wanted to say those things. I really y'all, right? I can carry on. I really want to.
Yeah.
I don't let it die.
Woo.
That's right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Got me fired up.
Missed it.
And know that I ain't used too many thick words now. They say so not to use this word. I didn't do that this time. And I don't want to mispronounce, but I know they got some doctors in the house. Put me in check so you know what you I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you. All right. So he's funny because y'all remember in Living Color when the guy would come on and he was always saying all of those big words. Reminds me of-
This is
So
what I'm talking about.
we have and so many of you, another thing that I'm adding to this is that you'll always hear me saying that there's greatness behind the walls. And some of our brothers and sisters are still behind the walls, but they are doing great and amazing things. And one such person is Sean Gardner. I think Sean is on the phone. And so we want to hear from Sean. Let's give him a hand. Hey, Sean, everybody's listening.
How you doing, Lady J? How everybody doing in there?
So Sean, we want to ask your mom to come up. Whoever's here with Sean, we want to ask you to just come up front right now on Sean's behalf. His two daughters are here. His wife is here. If you were a part of Beyond Behind the Wall Mentors, we want you to come up front. If you are a part of Beyond the Wall Mentors, we want you to come up front and stand for Sean Gardner. Let's give everybody a hand. And if you are a friend and you wanted to come up for Stand with Sean, please come on up. We are here in support of Sean Gardner. We are hoping and praying that Sean will be released soon because Sean is doing amazing work from behind the wall. I want to read a little bit of what he's doing, and then I'm gonna put the mic on the phone so you can hear from him. But Sean has a group inside that's called Behind the Wall Mentors. And if any of you up here were a part of Behind the Wall Mentors, raise your hand. I know Desmond is taking a picture, but I want y'all to look at this. This brother is incarcerated, and he was actually in there working with men in prison. There's also a group called Beyond the Wall Mentors. Any of y'all part of Beyond the Wall Mentors? As the men are coming out, they are receiving them. They're still working with them. And Sean is inside. Sean is incarcerated. And so Sean Gardner is a renowned self-publishing author, speaker, and founder of Behind and Beyond the Wall Mentors based in Baltimore, Maryland. He has a passion for helping others unleash their full potential. Sean has dedicated his life to mentoring and inspiring individuals to achieve their goals and dreams. Sean believes in a personalized and holistic approach to mentorship. He focuses on building strong relationships with his behind the wall mentors and behind the wall mentors mentees. Sean has a gift of understanding their unique strengths and challenges. He is big on providing guidance and support tailored to their individual needs. He is known for his compassionate and empathetic mentorship style, motivating his mentees to push past their limitations and strive for greatness. His areas of expertise, he has a certification in being a paralegal, alternative to violence certification. He has an anger management certification, stress management certification, victim impact, Microsoft Office training, vision impaired escort certification through Blind Industries, personal development certification, goal setting and achievement certification, overcoming adversity certification, career advancement certification, creativity and innovation certification, self-published, he has self-published books and magazines. Whether you are looking to achieve your career goals, overcome personal challenges, or simply need guidance and support in your journey, Sean Gardner's testimony of how he changed his life around, even while against all odds to succeed. His story, as well as the stories of his behind the wall mentors, will help you navigate through the ups and downs of life and emerge stronger and more resilient. You can also connect with Sean as well. If you want to start a mentoring journey, you can actually connect with Sean Gardner. So let's give it up for Sean Gardner.
Yeah.
And so I have figured out a way that we can also honor those who are doing great things behind the wall and give them an award as well. So we want to give Sean this award today. His mom and his wife, they want to be accepting this award on his behalf. Sean, we want to give you this Presidential Volunteer Service Award for all of the work that you were doing on the inside. And I personally want to thank you for all of your encouraging words and even helping me. Y'all have no idea how much Sean has helped me to set all of this up, and he's on the inside. And so I just want to say thank you. I'm gonna put the mic to the phone so everybody can hear from you. You can go right ahead.
Okay, thank everybody for coming out, and I really appreciate y'all. And all I want to do is just keep doing the work of mentoring the youth in Baltimore City and all the cities around the country. We try to take BTW mentor to another level.
Yeah.
By each event we do in the city right now. And like I said, Lady J, I like to thank you because a lot of negative work is really being broadcast right now. You're taking your time out to shine light on the positive work that guys that coming home from prison and guys that now still incarcerated in prison. So I'd like to thank you for that. And I'd like to thank the whole team up there that came up on the stage. took out time of the day, took me my phone call. I know I can get on a lot of people's nerves if I call them. I want to let y'all know y'all motivate me to stay focused to get through this struggle that I'm in. And also, we have a event coming up. I want to continue to support BTW mentors. Those who never heard of us. An event coming up in May at the Downtown Cultural Arts Center. My brother Jahan, he had that information. You can also follow me because I'm a co-host on the Donnie Brother Show. The BTW Mentors Edition is on YouTube. It's on Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can follow us on that platform as well. And listen, I just want to just thank everybody. I'm really grateful. And all the men and women who received the awards today, just keep up the good work and stay focused because everybody has a purpose. No matter what you go through in life, just use your setbacks as stepping stones. And my story, that's what my story really, that's just what I'm really putting out there right now. That I've been through a lot. I put my mother through a lot. That's why I got to come up there and set the words and get all the person proud of it. So I love everybody that's supporting right now. My wife, my kids, just everybody, man. I'm trying with the speech of getting all the love. So I'd like to thank
We love you, Sean, and we want you to know that we are out here fighting, praying for you to come home soon, and we appreciate everything that you're doing. We acknowledge everything that you're doing. And I wish you could see all of the people that are standing up here in support of you, the people that are in the room. And y'all just tell them that you love them. Just like and we're going to go ahead. Say that again, Sean.
I said, thanks, y'all. I love y'all too.
You are welcome, and I'm looking forward to continuing this journey or working on this program every month. And I really appreciate your help and support thus far. So you hang in there. We're going to keep on working. You are doing great and amazing things. Marco is here. Marco got his books and everything set up. Marco was one of the mentees. I know, right? They here representing you. They here representing. Oh, Jamar's here. He was just asking about you. Say that again. Say it again.
Next time I'll be on the other side.
So I want to tell y'all too that from behind the wall, this is how great this man is and the stuff that he's doing. This is Mr. Rennie Bass right here. He owns the Downtown Cultural Arts Center. That's my brother. And so Sean does a back to school program. And when you go in there, you would think that somebody outside, had done all of this. It's stuff all over the table for the teachers, the students. They got a program going on. I mean, it caters food. Yes. It is absolutely amazing. And so when you hear them say that they have an event coming up next month, I hope all of you will show up. The 24th? Yes. May 24th, the Downtown Cultural Arts Center is at 401 North Howard Street. Please show up and support. This man, and this is the thing. This is why I'm very protective of all of these returning citizens, because people say a lot of stuff. But these men and women do a lot more than some people that ain't never been to prison. And this man is behind the wall doing stuff.
Yeah.
And there's people on the outside that haven't done this. And so that's why I keep saying we have to watch how we say stuff. But Sean, thank you for doing that. So he has that event coming up. We want to support and we want to make sure that we get his magazine, his books. And again, Sean, is there anything else you want to share with us before we go?
Shout out to Miss Leah Grant. I know you ain't Miss Leah.
Miss Leah, where's Miss Leah? Come on from Miss Leah. Because, Miss Leah, when you say Sean Gardner, that's my boy. Come on up, Miss Leah. Come on up. So I'm gonna let you say something to Sean while he's on the phone. I'm gonna give her the mic, Sean, so she can talk to you.
Sean, you're listening, boy, and he's my boy.
I know Miss Leah.
So I just want you to know that this guy behind the wall, I challenge anybody to say they can do what he's doing out in the free land. You coming home, boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Sean, he said thank you, Miss Leah. All right, Sean, we love you. I'll be in touch with you. And you be blessed, okay? All right.
Everybody, show my love.
Thank you so much. Amir, can you get a picture of everybody that's kind of moving? Let's get a good picture. Can you get everybody in? Try to get this picture. And if anybody else wants to take pictures, this is your time. You can get your picture and. All right, got it?
We got it.
All right, thank you, everybody. We got J.S. Russell. Hold your hand up. He's going to be one of our awardees in June. J.S. Russell. I want to, everybody see Marco over here? Marco got his award last month. And so we would ask you to, let me tell you about Marco also before I read these last two. Marco, come up for a minute, Marco. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. So if you get a chance, please go over to the table, check out Marco's book. Sean's daughter also has a book over there. Now, Marco has also written or created a workbook. And I'm currently using Marco's workbook because I go in and out of the prisons and I do mental health work with the young people. I'm in Jessup, I'm at MCIW with the women. I'm also at Clifton T. Perkins Hospital and the Baltimore County Detention Center. And I'm actually using Marco's workbook, and it's an amazing book. And Marco was incarcerated for how many years?
14.
14 years, and he's been home, you haven't been home for a year yet, have you? 7 months. Doing amazing stuff. So, one of Sean's behind the wall mentors, mentees, and now he's working with beyond the wall mentors. So this is the great stuff that I'm talking about. Thank you, Marco. So make sure you stop at this table over there. All right, this next recipient, I know I'll be saying I love these guys, I love this one. I love this guy right here. So Desmond Hanif Perry, come on up. Let me tell y'all about this brother. When you talk about amazing, amazing, absolutely amazing. And he was on my show Thursday night. I think we did a show, and just listening to him talk, I'm always amazed, at him talking, because when I first met him, he said, I didn't know how to read when I went to prison. And when you hear him speak now, it's absolutely amazing how he's being used and the work that he's doing. Now, we go down to Annapolis a lot, and this brother is down there speaking, talking, fighting for these bills that we need passed. And I mentioned on the show the other night, we were down there with the ACLU a few weeks ago. It was freezing outside. I mean, cold. And there was a lot of us down there, and we were put into groups. And so I was a part of his group that he led out, because we had to go and meet and talk to the legislators. So he's up there, he's just talking and talking and talking. And I see the legislator, like, he's so super impressed looking at him. And then Desmond said, yeah, because when I was locked up, and the guy's face was, he kind of looked at him like, what? And, and it wasn't like, it was a surprise kind of look, because he was listening to what he was saying. And then he came back with, when I was locked up. And when he finished speaking, we were down there for the second look at, and the legislator said, you have my vote. I'm gonna push to pass this. And I just attribute a lot of what was said that day to the leader of our group that day. And then he had two other brothers with him who had just come home. So they were learning what it was like to be down in Annapolis and go and meet the legislators and go through the process and be with the ACLU. It's really an exciting thing if you all ever want to get involved in it. It really is. And so that's fine. I want to say to you that I am so happy to be your friend, to be your sister, to know you. You are an amazing man. You really are. He said to me, AJ, I don't know if I deserve this. Yes, you do deserve it. Yes, you do. You deserve this and more. And so we want to honor you today with this award. I remember when he came home, I think he was out for maybe a year or less or something. And he was doing so much. And I was like, breathe, like, he was doing so much. But again, he came out, he hit the ground running, and he has not stopped. Kudos to you. And I'm grateful to know you. I really am. I'm going to pass the mic to you. And let me just read, before I do that, let me just read a little bit about him. Desmond Hanif Perry is the co-founder and executive director of peer programs at Rectify, as well as a forensic peer specialist with the Maryland Office of the Public Defender. Additionally, he serves as the Justice and Outreach Peer Coordinator at the Community Peer Project. Previously, he held the position of Peer Criminal Justice Coordinator at Helping Others Through Empowerment, and worked as a certified peer recovery specialist navigator at the 3C Recovery Support Training Institute. In his capacity as a peer, Desmond is an advocate for restorative justice, prison reform, trauma-informed practices, and the training of peers within correctional facilities. Desmond Hanif Perry also serves as an advisory board member for several organizations, including the Interact Community Advisory Board and the National Institute on Drug Abuse, IRP, CAB, both associated with the National Institutes of Health. His commitment to training peers who are incarcerated in Maryland state facilities is deeply rooted in his own lived experiences. Entering prison at the age of 19, Desmond served a total of 20 years of a life sentence before his release in May 2022. During his incarceration, he witnessed profound impact that peer intervention can have within correctional facilities, particularly through evidence-based person-centered support groups like Smart Recovery. These groups significantly contribute to the mental health of incarcerated individuals. As an inside peer, Desmond was instrumental in organizing, coordinating, and facilitating the most comprehensive substance use disorder program within the Maryland Division of Corrections. Built on the foundation of Smart Recovery, this program provides weekly services to 500 men at the Jessup Correctional Institution. Initially launched as a pilot initiative, the Inside Peer Program has become the model for peer interventions within the Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services and has been expanded to 8 additional prisons throughout Maryland. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Desmond adheres to the principle that knowledge precedes speech and actions. He has prioritized education in his life, pursuing an AA degree in addiction, counseling, and allied human services, as well as a degree in social work. His vision for the future is for the state of Maryland to adopt a trauma-informed approach to sentencing, emphasizing treatment over punishment. This is Desmond Hanif Perry.
Oh man. First and foremost, I want to give all praise belongs to Allah. I brought my aunt up here with me. This is my aunt Denise. This is my mother's only sister. My mother passed away in 2020 while I was incarcerated. And every day that I'm out here doing the work that I do, I just wish you could see the man that I became. So, in the Islamic faith, we honor our mothers, sisters, as if they were our mothers. So this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Today is definitely a special day for me just to have the opportunity to be here, you know, with all of my other recipients, all of the other men and women who did so much great work on the inside and on the outside. But I want to say that I'm here standing on the shoulders of individuals who helped me to get to where I'm at today. One of them is standing in the back, and that's my brother Mosi Abdullah. And many others, but I just want to tell y'all a story, right? I don't think I ever shared this with him. When I got sentenced at the age of 19 to life plus 15 years, I was in Upper Marlboro at Prince George's County Detention Center. And I remember reading in both the Bible and the Quran that Abraham had made a prayer and a covenant with God. So there were some steps that I used to pray under every night. And so that particular morning, as a new Muslim, I went down there to go pray. And I knew there was only a couple of days left before I would go into the Maryland Penitentiary. I prayed to God and I made a covenant and a promise to God. I asked him to don't allow me to die in prison. Allow me to come home. Allow me to get another chance to do good. And I promise I'll do right. I asked him to protect me when I go into this place. When I go into this dark place, to give me light and protect me. I asked him to surround me around individuals who would be able to teach me what I don't know and who would be able to raise me up and make me a better person. Yeah. All three of those were answered. Not only did he free me from prison, but the entire time that I was in there, it was that brother in the back who was my brother and my mentor and raised me when I came. And not only me, but hundreds of other young men just like me. He was our imam. He was our brother. He was like a father to us. He protected us and kept us away from all harm that anyone could experience in that place. And God granted my prayers through him. And so I just want to say that the work that I'm doing right now as a peer recovery specialist is so deeply ingrained in my heart because I understand, as we said, the public defender's office and my supervisor's here today with me. I love her to death. And as we say, there's nothing about us without us, right? So in order for us to make change, in order for us to be able to do the things that we're doing out here, kicking down the doors and kicking down the barriers, breaking down the ceilings, right? It's coming by way of us saying, first and foremost, how can you say that you're going to reform something that has something to do with us, but not bring us at the table? And so the work that I'm doing right now is dear to my heart because that's what we're doing everywhere we go. We're going in there and we're saying, look, no doubt about it, we were once a part of the problem, but we have the solutions. Give us an opportunity to help guide you in your policies and decisions. Give us an opportunity to help guide you in talking about reform and change because we got the answers, right? But I'm not going to hold it up too much longer, Lady J, but I just want to say thank you, everyone, for coming here tonight and supporting us. And also to my brother, Sean Gardner, man, I wish he was here with me. You know, I could tell you stories about this brother, man, for days. I shared some of them on Lady J's show. But I just want to say, man, he's really a special individual. And everybody in here, I hope that you will go back there, you will support them, you will buy some of his books, that you will also see how you can help and reach out to Behind the Wall Mentors because it's a great program and it's doing great work. And there's no doubt about it. If I can advocate for anything right now, I want to advocate for him. Thank you.
All right, and we're gonna take this picture. Congratulations. That's mom has a little girl too.
Yes, my baby, hopefully she's watching right now. Nora, I love you. Assalamu alaikum.
All right, so we're getting down to the end. Getting down to the end. And I hope everybody is getting why we have to do these programs, why they have to be done.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you, when you leave this place today, that you spread the word about this event and what we're trying to do, because going forward, we need sponsors. There's a lot of things that in my mind, for those of you who know me, you know I get these thoughts in my
Yeah.
mind and do stuff, and then I just go act on it. Look at Steve talking about,
Yeah.
and I just believe God is gonna make a way.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
And so I have all kinds of thoughts in my mind of what needs to be done, and I've already made some plans next week. Every day next week, I'm meeting with somebody to do a website. I'm meeting with somebody because I have my son and another young man who made a logo. And you know how you have fraternities, and fraternities have their sweaters and jackets and all of that with their logo. Well, we're going to have our own logo, and you're going to be able to purchase sweaters and jackets and all that kind of stuff. And so these are the thoughts in my head, but I don't leave them in my head. I bring them out front.
Yeah.
And so next week, I've already made arrangements to meet with people. And so we're going to start moving forward with that. So by the summer, you should be able to go to an online store and be able to purchase some of this stuff. Now, there are a lot of people who come out of prison who do not have families to receive them. They come home, they need money, they need clothes, they need all kinds of stuff. And Lady J is not rich, but a lot of times am giving beyond my means. But God keeps on blessing it. So this is why, you know, we have to continue to support one another in what we are doing. And so you'll be hearing a lot of things about this as we continue to move forward. But if any of you would like to be a sponsor of what we are doing with this, please let me know, because we're definitely looking for sponsorship. We finally got the media involved. Some of you might have seen me on Fox 45 talking about this. And so we finally have, and thank you to Pastor Shannon Wright she's our media coordinator. She's been setting that stuff up for us. And so we will be on, I'm not sure if you all are familiar with Lady T. She does a midday show Fox 45. And so I've spoken with her in person, and so we're going to be setting up time to go in there to talk about what we're doing. So the word is getting around, and we need you to help us spread it as well. And so our next recipient is Mr. Marlo Hargrove.
Yeah,
Marlo Hargrove. So I met Marlo on Facebook. And I follow people who are doing great things. If you're not doing great things, Dr. Lady J is not going to connect with you. I'm gonna just tell you straight up. I'm not going to connect with you. I'll say hi and all of that, but we ain't gonna have
Right.
no other conversation. But Mr. Marlowe, I said, why is, and this was a couple years ago. I think you came to my office downtown, right? And I was like, why is nobody really looking at the work that this man is doing? This man right here is doing amazing work in the city. And it just it boggled my mind that nobody is saying anything about him. And at the time, I was doing other stuff. I think I was finishing up school, so I really didn't have time to do what I'm doing right now. But I had made up my mind that once I finished school and got myself situated, I'm gonna give him something. Like I gotta give him a gift or something. But let me read about Marlo Hargrove. He's the founder and chief executive officer of FACE, Freedom Advocates Celebrating Ex-Offenders Incorporated. His journey embodies the transformative power of resilience and unwavering dedication to social impact. His life story, marked by significant personal challenges, including homelessness, addiction, and incarceration, serves as a compelling narrative of overcoming adversity and building a life dedicated to serving others. Initially facing profound hardships, Mr. Hargrove successfully completed a year-long rehabilitation program at Recovery King 2. Marking a pivotal turning point. This led to remarkable personal growth and a commitment to community engagement. His entrepreneurial pursuits, commencing in 2002, culminated in significant business success. However, his most profound accomplishment in founding of FACE, which is his program, a 501c3 nonprofit organization, it provides crucial support services to formerly incarcerated individuals in Baltimore. For over 2 decades, FACE has been a vital resource, offering essential services, mentorship, and unwavering support to those striving for successful reintegration into society. The organization's positive impact on the Baltimore community is immeasurable, providing a lifeline to individuals seeking to build fulfilling and productive lives. This exceptional contribution has garnered Mr. Hargrove significant recognition, including the prestigious T. Rowe Price Baltimore Hero Award in 2019. His inspiring work is further documented in a Baltimore Sun article in Sandtown, a new and needed mission for Old Douglas, publishing May 31st, 2019 by Dan Roderick. He said, please want y'all to read that piece too. Mr. Hargrove's personal narrative is profoundly moving, motivated by the tragic loss of his parents to alcohol addiction. He possesses a deep understanding of the devastating impact of substance abuse on families. His experience with homelessness, addiction, and incarceration have fueled his passion to empower others. Having earned his high school diploma and become an addiction counselor, he has dedicated over 25 years to assisting individuals in breaking free from the cycle of addiction. He provides motivational speaking, peer support, mentorship, and practical resources offering hope and inspiration to those rebuilding their lives. As a devoted husband to Charmaine Rivers Hargrove and a loving father, Mr. Hargrove's life exemplifies the power of faith, perseverance, and redemption. His unwavering commitment honors his parents' memory while inspiring countless others to overcome adversity and embrace a brighter future. His legacy is one of profound and lasting impact, showcasing the extraordinary potential for positive change through dedication, compassion, and an unwavering belief in the inherent strength of the human spirit. And this is Mr. Marlo A. Hargrove, Sr.
Yeah.
Thank you. First and foremost, I must give honor to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for working in my
Yes.
life, because without him, none of this would be possible.
Right, right.
I want to think back and look back in retrospect, and before I go any further, please, can we give Lady J one?
Yeah.
Come on, and y'all can keep trying to give her. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
Yeah.
I've been quite blessed throughout my 25 years of doing this work. And something that was mentioned, so I might as well say it, because everyone that spoke before me said it. I'm not going to be long. And everybody that spoke, not was long, but it wasn't what you said or how long you said it, but it was what you said that made an impact. We don't have to say a lot to say a lot, correct?
That's right.
So I'm not going to say a lot, but I'm going to be profound in what I'm about to say. I wore this army attire for purpose. I stood in the mirror, I contemplated, I wanted to put the tie and the suit and the best tie on, but I had to get real.
Yeah.
We're at war.
Yeah.
We're at war. We're at war. It is not about the attire. And please, I shared it with my brother and my sisters on the way here that, I appreciate the accolades, the wars, the ceremonies, but the real work starts out there. People need us out there, the ones that's behind the walls as well. I appreciate all that what I heard. I'm standing before you all as someone who has no mother, who has no father, who has no biological brothers and sisters, but today I have an extended family. So Brother Brian, I want you to stand up for the work that we have done here in the community. This brother has graduated from the program. We now have his own apartment. He has his queen beside him. Stand up, Sue, stand up. Who stands and works beside him. We know what the devil meant for evil, God, and did what? He did what? He did what? He turned it around for our good. So all the things that we had to go through, you hear a lot of people saying, I went through something, I'm going through something. Yes, you're going through something. Get prepared to go through something else. Yes, you're going through something. Stand on firm and know that all things work together for the good for those who love the Lord. When you did it for the least of them, I don't apologize for being passionate, not because why? This is not a job. This is a ministry. This is a ministry. You heard Lady J say, 25 years of doing this work, no grant funding. No money given by the state, by the federal, by the government, but by the grace of God. 25 consecutive years. Come on now, come on now. So they can't dictate what we can do and what we cannot do to help our people. We have to deprogram in order to program. We have to know that we're not just the bottom, we're at the top. And we're not re-entering back, ladies and we here.
That's right.
We're here.
That's right.
We're here and we're here to stay. So I'll say to you in closing, don't listen to just what I'm saying, watch my actions. Watch my actions. I am the brother who shared also. You talking about working with the Department of Public Safety. I'm now the supervisor with parole probation. Sister, right here on the end. Shelby, please stand. This young lady is one of my students that work with me. She's a pair of supervisors. And I'm speaking that in the atmosphere because she is in the Catonsville area, where she works with the Department of Public Safety and has an office in there. So don't tell me what we can't do without God. They said that we would never make it, but we still here. They said we would never do nothing, but we still here. All that we went through, brothers, I commend you for what you're doing. We're not who we used to be. We're not all what we want to be, but we're sure not who we used to be. Yeah? I have 5 places that I supervise within the Department of Correction. I'm a peer supervisor. They said that they would never hire no one for that position.
It took 6 months for them to hire me because they couldn't find anyone that had the criteria and experience such as myself. Someone who has the living experience, who had gone through it. What better person to help somebody who has gone through it as well? So I want to connect with that brother who said he's a pierce, and the brother said he couldn't read or write. Come on, now articulating. One thing in closing, I'll say this. Who am I that ever thought that I couldn't make it?
Yeah.
Who are you all that ever thought that you couldn't make it? You listen to someone that has no mother, that has no father, that has no biological brothers and sisters. I've been stabbed, shot, pistol balled, left for dead. I went into abandoned houses, these old houses, and I go in there, the rats and roaches looking at me like, what the heck I'm doing here, like I'm invading their space. You cut the lights on, and some of you probably can relate when you see rats and roaches running all through the house, and them stomping around, falling from the ceiling into the plates of the food. I'm talking about where God brought me from the projects, Lexington Terrace and Murphy Homes. When you would walk through the neighborhood not knowing if you was going to wake up the next morning. I'm talking about seeing people get their heads blown out, saying, man, it's just another one. I'm talking about the young brothers who's out there killing themselves today. They're not bad people, they're just doing bad things. So what good is us getting all these accolades in the war if we're not reaching back out to help save somebody? I'll take my hat off and I will give them my award if it can help save one life, just one life. God said if we do it for the least of them, He did it unto me. And I don't apologize for my passion. I bring my passion because my passion is what keeps me alive. To listen to someone who has no father, no mother, but by the grace of God, I'm still here. Lady J, who am I that ever thought that I couldn't make it? I was running around the streets of Baltimore, Maryland, but I was still feeling naked, with no hope, with no future, with no place to call home. Can't y'all hear the pain in my voice from the streets that I've roamed? See, I can't go back home to mom and dad because they're dead. I told you they're dead. Why, great old Lord, shouldn't you have just taken me instead? I was the one strung off of drugs. I was the one in and out of prison. I was the one that was too blind to see. And it was you, Lord, who came and snatched me and gave me back my sanity. That it was you, Lord. That it was you, Lord, who snatched me from out of the land of the North. That it was you, Lord, who came through when all times was hard. So, Lady J, when I open my eyes today and I begin to think, ladies and gentlemen, how I thought I lost my mom and dad because of a drink. See, today I don't have to walk around with a frown because I believe the work I do, they're both up in heaven.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I say this to all of the honorees and to all the mothers and the fathers. We can't do it without you. I see me when I see, it's called me too. So I say this in closing. Today that is better for me to give. And I say this to all the youth and to all you as well. How many people have to die in order for somebody else to live? Thank you and God bless.
All right, Mr. Marlo Hargrove Sr.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna give everybody a chance to get their hugs out and their talking and their movement, because I have one last person that I need to honor, and I need everybody's attention. I used to be a teacher, so I was about to flip the lights, because then the children know that needs to be quiet. I'm letting everybody do their movement. So if you're leaving, have a good night. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for your support. Recipients, before you all leave, we want to get a group picture with all of your awards. But we want to honor this last person before we do that. And this person deserves quiet and the utmost respect as we get ready to do this. Because they don't even know who I'm talking about. All right, so in this work, like I said, this is not an easy work. I'm 62, and I be tired.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I be exhausted. Because a day in Annapolis, that's a work day. And sometimes because we're down there and we're fighting for these bills, they try to be slick and put us all the way at the end thinking that we're gonna go home. So I've been down there as late as 9 and 10 o'clock at night after being there all day long. And so when I see people that are older than me down there, stomping the pavement, walking, fighting, voicing their opinions, and this person don't mind voicing their opinions. I'm like, okay, you can do this. Put your shoes on and go ahead on down there in the cold. Go ahead on down there. And so we're going to honor this person tonight because she is deserving of it. She has no idea who I'm talking about. And before I do that, Dr. Dennis, stand up for a minute. Dr. Dennis Winkler, stand up for a minute. Y'all, I support Black businesses. Stand up, wifey. I can always forget your first name. This is Dr. Dennis Winkler and his wife. Beautiful couple. Please go to their restaurant. Oh my goodness. I was telling my niece and nephew about it. I was driving and they started driving slow. I'm like, see, it's right there. They're building right there. Y'all got to go get the food. It's a place, a holistic wellness place. TNAC. Temple of New African Thought, right down the street, 5525, right? 5525 Hartford Road. It is absolutely amazing. When you go in there, it's so peaceful. And you just feel like you're at home. It has this home atmosphere. But his wife, oh my goodness, like her food is amazing. So I want you all to support Dr. Dennis and all the stuff that he does. He's another advocate in our community. Follow him on social media, but please make sure you stop down at 5525. Do some events down there, support him and his wife. But this is amazing. Ain't it,
Yes, Lord.
yeah, we went down there. Food is amazing, amazing. And so we're gonna ask if I could get Steve, can you put a chair up here for me? Sure. We're gonna put a chair up here.
I didn't come up here to do no work.
You know you're my brother. I'm working anyway. I ain't messing to you today. I've been good. Me and him we always got to fight all the time. That's my brother. I love him. We're gonna ask Miss Leah Green to come up front. Come on, Miss Leah. She like, what? Come on up, Miss Leah. She gonna fuss with me later on, y'all. She gonna get me later on. Yes, ma'am. Come on up here. Sit on this chair for me.
That's right. Got the mail.
Oh, she gonna call me. She wants to call me later. Now, why did you do that? Let me tell y'all about this warrior right here. And some of you already know who Miss Leah is. A lot of these men that you see in this room, she's a mother to them. Wow. They love this woman. I've been in her home where Miss Leah's taking calls like she's in an office, just talking, listening, making sure they're okay. If they need it, you okay, Miss Leah? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. Making sure that they're okay. If any of you in here have been impacted by Miss Leah, I just want you to stand up. If you've been impacted by Miss Leah Green, I want you to stand up. And this is only a few people. This is only a few of the people that this woman you know, she is absolutely amazing. When I talk about going down to Annapolis, she will yank those legislators up so quick. And she don't call them like legislators, she call them by their name. And she will yank them up because she wants this stuff to be passed. And she wants these men and women to come home. So, Miss Leah, we wanted to end the program.
I apologize, but this is important. I was with this lady, Brian, and I all week. I had to keep it a secret. Death row sentence and fight with people who have no release date. Her son is getting ready to come home.
Yeah.
Yes, and we have